I just still Scarcer. We'll learn where Fritz is, hopefully, and how they will save him, because I'm one free Fritz. Fritz is my ancestor. And this is the grand finale of the Gato Cup 2. We have gone through a group phase. We had a fatal 4-way, and it's down to Sigil and Saris Rose for the Gato Cup 2 championship. Both mentored by me, so I will be rooting for both to win somehow. Maybe we'll get a tie. But I'm joined here by Inane Pyro on commentary. Good evening. How are we doing?
Good evening. Yeah, very excited to see this race. I know you mentored them, so I'm excited to see your skills in action here. And I have no favorite yet, but if someone pets the cat first, they become my favorite.
I see some conversation in chat while I give them the warning that we're going to get ready. That allegedly Fritz is a criminal. The Guardia justice system is based on the trauma of a chancellor from 400 years ago. I don't know if it is the most reasonable, but I'm going to give them the... Oh, let me get back in then, because once Sarah's ready's up, we'll kick this underway. Gato Cup, just for those that are not aware, these are flags that I put together more geared towards learning players. So offensive items are going to be plentiful. We're going to see all of the good stuff probably. Magic is unlocked, and so we won't have to worry about when we go do that or hoping our characters have something good in the first 3 techs. And magic tabs are more generous with a minimum of 2. But for the most part, they're based on the quote, I guess, the standard race flag button. But I just kind of wanted everyone to have a little bit more power so they could worry more about learning the different kind of pairings and party comps, where to go, how to beat the bosses and whatnot.
Okay, so it's standard, leaning easy.
We do have randomized bosses. So that's probably another known that we'll see pretty early on. I'm just looking in the race room here real quick.
Are we ready to start right at 7? Or
perfect. Oh, it just flipped over, but full readiness in the race room. I'm kicking it off. Good luck to both of our runners. I'm really hoping for who do we want to see in the starting characters. I think if I want them to show off, they've learned a lot, then give me like a Marl Robo, give me the slow team. Otherwise, if I want them to have a good time, probably an Ayla is always what I want to look for. Chronos are nice.
Yeah.
Chrono Frog.
The swordsman combo.
Team Swords.
Okay.
X-Strike is probably their best dual tech. If they both have good weapons, it can do a decent amount of damage for us. Knowledge of Frog, always good. You want to talk about how do we win the game? Because I'm not going to assume all of our viewers are necessarily familiar with the randomizer and how it works.
Yeah, so Frog gives us one of our go modes. You'll see that go in the middle right. And when we get the right pieces, the runners can go right off to beat the game. There are 3 go modes. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, so we got you mentioned the frog one. So frog is a piece of that go mode. We also need the sword pieces. We forge the mass immune. We go through Magus Castle, and then we complete Ocean Palace and beat Lavos for the win. The other one that also goes through Ocean Palace involves the Gate Key, the Dreamstone, and the Ruby Knife. That lets us to go to prehistory, do Black Tyranno, and then finish along that path. And then our third one is if we have the Pendant, the Clone, and the Chrono Trigger or Time Egg, we can do the Death Peak into Black Omen. And in that go mode, we end up fighting Zeal Mammon Machine and Zeal 2. Unlike Vanilla, Zeal 2 is the end. There's a flag that turned that off. I don't think I've ever played with.
Yeah, because it's a really fair timing to have Zeal 2 be the equivalent end of the game.
Because if we had to fight
Ocean Palace
Lavos
or Black Omen... Huh?
So if we had to fight Lavos after that, it would be a bad time.
Yeah. Ocean Palace and Black Omen, I believe Omen's is slightly longer, but Ocean Palace has a lot more you have to do to get to it, so it's about the same.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's a common question is like, is there a faster go mode? And the answer is like technically yes. It really depends. It can depend on execution, obviously. And I think the other factor is that Magus Castle is the longest, but because we start with 2 characters, we potentially only need 2 key items to get that go mode. And so it's like length is balanced by the fact that it's the earliest one we can get. I think Omen is like the medium one. There's a lot of loot and experience to be had for Black Omen, so we don't really have to like grind so much. And then the Tyranno layer is best, I find, when I'm overpowered and I'm just looking to like blow through the end game.
Yeah, so a lot of paths to get us there, and we picked up, what is that, the Prism Shard?
Yes, indeed.
So that one, we're locked out because we don't have Marley, our favorite princess.
Yeah, and then the hero medal, very nice for Frog in Jets of Time. It's been buffed, so it gives him the shield effect, which reduces magic damage, and it also gives him the Prism Specs effect, which is a 50% damage boost. So that's pretty nice. We saw that Luca is in the burrow. That character we need to forge the sword in order to get, but it's good to know because our players will have to pretty quickly here decide if they want to fully complete the cathedral to get a second character or just take the one in the front. Another thing we'll see our runners do early is take a couple fights to unlock the first couple techs. They're shuffled around, so we won't know what they are until we start to get them.
And they're just shuffled around, right? There hasn't been any... I know there's like tech rando that can change the values, like the actual power of the spells.
Just the standard shuffled. It's not like weighted. It's not no tech damage rando. I think I saw Lightning 2 and Frog Squash. So it's always nice to have an early screen clear to make fights go fast. It looks like our tabs rolled the max value, which we love to see.
You love to see it.
And I think our runners pretty quickly found the early consumables they were looking for. Our ethers, our shelters, our revives, mid tonics. And so Saris is kind of first to finish her opening and start getting into our first character check here. Sigil, not too soon behind. I expect they're heading there. Slurp was the other one. So Frog doesn't really have any useful techs right now.
Well, Frog Squash is a nice screen clear. And we have Robo and Robo's Ribbon. if Ceres ever goes and gets that from
That was the Burrow reward. Okay. I think they will. They'll probably just go after Cathedral business.
Yeah, because the medal was where?
The medal was from Carpenter. The Prism Shard was from Snail Stop. And yeah, so the ribbon was from Burrow. Ooh, a blackmail. See, that's what I'm talking about, the easy items. Usually the Cathedral is full of junk in the standard tier. Pretty much everything in the game gets bumped up a tier with the item flag, and so okay chests become like mid to good. Equipment does matter quite a bit for certain characters.
Yeah,
there's definitely
and the earlier you can upgrade, the better.
Yeah, there are definitely party members that don't necessarily like need gear to be super successful from like an offense perspective, like our casters. Speed is also very, very, very important in Jets of Time racing. Generally, we want to outspeed enemies at all times so that we can either optimally take them out in a single turn or run if that's not worth taking the fight. Right now, I think Chrono's our fastest party member at 12.
And the max speed of this game is 16, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and really, I find it's like 13 or 14 is like, we want someone to have that for in-game speed. It can, like, I've noticed when I play on Battle Speed 2, I need it to be 14, and when I play on Battle Speed 3, 13 is fine. Partly, I think I'm just slow on my inputs. But
don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, that it's one of those where like it saves time, but if I don't execute well, slower battle speed on average, I think it's going to be better.
More consistent.
It looks like both are doing the back.
I don't hate this play.
Especially in
we'll get a character from the cast, because we'll unlock desert for us, the desert check, and I believe Marley's the last one that holds something of value. We get her, we can do the Prism Shard quest.
Yeah, it's definitely when
this isn't the perfect team either.
No,
it's good. You can do with it.
It would be mostly a lot of single target techs, and they all need power tabs. Well, sort of. We could turn Frog into a caster with.
You could do Robo too. Well, I guess everything but heal skills
with +3 magic tabs. Literally anyone could become a caster with enough of those, because a lot of the low magic characters like Frog's kind of a hybrid. Robo, Chrono, and Ayla. The techs that they have that use magic have way bigger. They have very high damage multipliers. So like every point of magic does more for them versus like a Luca or a Marl. Is there any game-breaking gear? Yes. Anything that grants haste. The haste helm. If we have gear rando on, we could get it on other things. Specs and sunshades as relics.
Is Gear Rando on tonight?
It is not. Gear Rando is not on.
Okay, good.
For the learning. I do love it. And I rarely play with it. It
creates interesting combinations, yeah. Like, I've seen even the Grand Leon can even be transformed into something, right?
Yeah, the ultimate weapons all shuffle their effects so we can get, like... I think I saw a Fox posted in like a seed recently. They had the crisis effect on the mass immune with +4 power tabs, and was just doing like and had like the HP rando so that they were easily able to get high digits, and it's just a good time. Massive immune. Sigil made up a little bit of time somewhere, I feel like.
Want maybe quicker hallway movement?
Like these two they're very good. They've come like an incredibly long way throughout the Gato Cup. Like I've been in practice races against them. Honestly, the ones that I win are where I don't go to the back of the cathedral, and that pays off. Both of them have like wisely recognized that in Gato Cup there's a ton of good loot in here. So it's not as much as like a time investment without getting anything the way it can be in the normal item flags. Because if this is not Marl, I think under regular loot, I would feel like maybe I've wasted time.
Yeah.
But they've gotten like blackmails, they've gotten like, and Ayla's great.
Yeah, she's a powerhouse.
I don't know. Probably. Frog and Robo kind of have overlapping skill sets. Because they both have the heals, the AoE heals. Frog is a little bit better at magic. Robo's a little bit better at hitting stuff.
But, on average, yeah.
And we have the hero medal and the Robo ribbon floating out there.
This is one time you might consider dropping Chrono and keeping the Robot and Frog then.
I do know that both of our, and who isn't, runners are big fans of the Rainbow Sword Chrono. And in Gato Cup, there's a pretty good chance we'll get one, unlike sometimes regular seeds. So, yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, we got Ceres seemingly a little bit ahead again, getting that bromide check that gives you 3 tabs, one of each. Helps you speed up. Once you know who your team is, you might as well just drop them on whoever.
Yeah, usually using those tabs is like the indication that a runner is like committing to the party. Because they're very powerful, and we obviously like can't get them back the way we can like moving some specs around. Yeah, how long is a typical Gato Cup race? It can depend on a little bit of the key item logic, but yeah, I would say for a brand new player, maybe like 3.5 hours, and then pretty quickly getting down into that, especially with like mentorship, 1.5 to 2 hour range.
Yeah, telling them like what to prioritize. Having a few skips under muscle memory. Definitely very easy to go from 3+ hours to under 2.
Yeah, and
again,
gaining
if we don't
an
have
understanding of like which fights
locked in a weird place,
worth taking, which fights we should always run from. I also thought Ayla's scarf was the tail for the longest time.
You too? Yeah. It's a little misleading even in like the animations.
I think it is a tail. It's just not her tail.
Right, it was skinned off like some prehistoric creature.
Of some sort. Anywho, so both of our runners heading into Hecarim here.
Yeah.
Hecarim
as long as you have a magic screen clear, this place is easy loot, easy experience. Help you rock the tech tree.
Which we do definitely have with that Lightning 2. The boss in here, with the boss randomization, bosses are going to inherit the hit points of the spot they occupy. So whoever's here, there's a couple of exceptions, like Rust Tyranno, will have that many hit points and around the power level of the boss that is there. Hecarim Cave is one of our easier ones. The back of the cathedral is easiest.
Yeah, you saw our runners have no issue dispatching it. Xenon Bridge would have been a little tricky without grinding a few levels.
Mm-hmm. That one we get to preview the reward ahead of time.
Yeah. Did either runner do that? I didn't see.
I don't think they both were there.
Yeah.
So it could have been peaked. Maybe chat saw.
They have to stop at Xenobridge first to enable the chef, so maybe no one did that.
Yeah, I saw Saris run in there and do it
Okay.
after the cathedral, so they might be going back.
They probably did it on the way to the bromide.
Because unless they get a gate key or a pendant out of here, then the rest of their checks are going to be in 600 AD. Because after this, I would expect if we don't get an item that opens something else up, either Denador or Desert is kind of what lies in front of them. They have Robo, so they can collect the reward. The Desert probably has the best experience rewards if they choose to fight the enemies, but it has great loot.
Yeah, and it would be easier with the loot they do have, especially the Robo Ribbon, and Ayla being just a general powerhouse. They can probably take out the Desert boss.
This is kind of gross.
I guarantee they check a bridge reward first. Unless this is pendant or something.
Yeah, because Mother Brain healing doesn't scale with level in Chrono Trigger. So any boss that can do healing is going to be its most annoying and dangerous at low levels. I think they have gotten some weapons and there's some power, so I don't think it'll be like a dangerous fight, but it's just going to take a while because we're getting a third of our damage healed kind of per cycle. I saw that Ayla has charm as well. I know.
You think we'll see a couple charms here?
I've warned them that charm is an addiction that I have. And be careful. I don't think they maybe it's like one of those things that I should have been like, charm's lame, and so as opposed to being like, don't be allured by the charm, I at least have instructed them I better not see any charming of far away enemies. If possible,
is there a hidden range to charm? Or no, it just takes longer. Yeah.
Right? I see a question from chat. Is the seed linear? Well, we haven't gotten access to a different time yet. So really until we get the pendant or the gate key, there's only so many choices in front of the runners. Yeah,
we start with 2 time zones. So that definitely limits the players until they get access to, well, anywhere else. But Magic Unlocked, they don't specifically need to stop at the end of time, correct?
Yeah. Although very early, I've had this happen like once in a Gato Cup seed. Even though we don't need to unlock magic, if let's say that the Carpenter had the gate key, if we go do the Specchio thing, magic learning characters get their first 3 texts for free. So it's like a little nuance that it's pretty rare when it comes up, but with like an early gate key, even with unlocked magic, it can get us 3 texts without having to do any sort of leveling.
That's assuming, like you said, that we have time access as like Sphere 0 first, like easy check, like Snail Stop Carpenter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would that even help the characters that don't need magic unlocked? Like, you just get it unlocked when you go there?
No, it's still only the magic characters. I'm gonna double check. Someone in chat can check me if I'm incorrect on this, but it's still only like Chrono, Marl, Luca, Frog that get the freebies. Magus.
Okay, so
Ayla, Robo.
If we somehow get a Robo, Ayla, Magus starter team, there's no point at all.
Yeah.
Raise the Rose, just pet the cat. They have become they've just gotten the lead from my point of view.
Entered the favorite spot. So I saw Toma's pop. We're turning that in. We do have a kind of power hungry team on both sides. Robo got kicked to the curb. Sigil is heading desert.
Yeah, and they're probably
There's
gonna
maybe
just go through and complete it.
Because both of them I have seen set up the pop, but not necessarily to go there right away.
I mean, it makes sense. It takes
Might
time,
actually
and
get
you
our
can get that
bridge
free
check
tab
here.
there at the grave. Well, I think they both got that earlier.
Yeah, the Desert Water 2 is going to make this a very fast, like 5 to 8 level gains. 100 plus tech points. And then if we go fight the boss at the bottom, another 4,000 experience and 40 tech points. So personally,
Yeah, I like this play.
what I have, I guess, coached is if you don't know where to go, then I route for power first until we get to the point where we're one away from a go mode, and then I kind of switch into what's the fastest key item check.
Right, because it's grind now or grind later. And we do have a sword piece on Sari's side. It's the bent hilt. So she is going to complete the bridge and take that with her.
Yeah, I think this early we're keeping that because that does put us one away from a go mode. I see a question in chat. Anything equipment wise that gives bonuses on level up? Not bonuses on level up. The tabs are our main way to increase stats. There are a couple pieces of gear that increase speed. Some of the relics do increase stats as well. And gear rando more stuff can do that. I always love when Ayla has like plus magic fist, for instance.
Well, she does have that tailspin. It is a magic on an elemental attack.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites because it ignores magic defense. And like for a fun time with +3 magic tabs, just put them all on Ayla one time and just tailspin a bunch. Ideally have Luca too and Fire Whirl where appropriate, but the spin to win.
Was the Fire Whirl the fire version of tailspin?
Yeah. So you're being pretty thorough here on these encounters.
Well, he wants to loot. Makes sense. Oh, no, just leaving that one.
Yeah, the 2 I usually also skip because it's like I want the 3 and the 4 formations. There's a couple of 2s in here that... Which one is this? Baby Spawn. Okay. So Elder Spawn, we can use AoE attacks and be confident that we're only going to take a single target counter. The Baby or regular Labo Spawn, it does full party counters. A miss.
Ooh,
Chrono. We love
that's
it.
rough.
Are very good with
Piece of damage. It won't take them too long.
Are not good at hitting stuff with them. Unfortunately, they both have kind of bad hit stats. I don't think this is going to be like a threat of a boss. It's just because we can't use like Water 2, it'll just take some time. Looks like
I might have to pop a few potions to survive, but it'll through it.
Popped up and healed and is collecting some pretty good gear down here. 2 males, a mermaid cab, magic tab.
You love to see it.
Yeah, Sigil kind of has like the Zeal armor collection. I don't love to see this boss. We don't have any red males. Unfortunately, before the roulette, None of the flames are the right one.
Did Sigil go out and save after getting all the loot, or no?
I believe so, because they healed. It's pretty rare to see someone shelter without saving. We don't have Tailspin. Okay. One of my favorite things is, assuming I can survive the flare, is just to Tailspin the center until we do enough damage to put it out. Unfortunately, Sigil getting unlucky with flame finding.
Yeah, this is a rough boss. Test your RNG luck.
We have found the right one. We did survive a flare, and we have lapises. I think they'll get through. There's an interesting nuance around like the order that we do checks, where like Sigil will get through that bridge fight faster, having done desert first. And so that's where it's like sometimes I feel like I can make up time doing longer, high experience checks. But I've also learned from both of them that that's not always necessarily the fastest way to the end of the seed.
Right, because if you go grind on the harder checks, but your opponent speeds through the easy ones, who's really ahead?
And I think it's like, yeah, like the Mount Woe. I'm a big proponent of like, as soon as I get that gate key and I have enough speed, we're heading up the mountain. However, it's not always the right play. So I've kind of revised myself a little bit to be like, I'm still going to do it most of the time, but occasionally it makes no sense.
Take a second to evaluate, like, is this really the right play to get all this power and all this gear? That's why I love that play. You know, you're going to get powerful. But if you go up there for just some jerky, it's like, well, my opponent's going to be ahead.
Sigil finishing here, so we'll pretty quickly get to see. This has got to... No, it doesn't have to be. Usually around half an hour, we have gotten access to a different... So far, the seed is not necessarily opened up.
Yeah.
And because the pop is out there, like... That could
we have Giant Slayer, Giant Slayer, Denadoro, what am I forgetting? That's pretty much all we have left, right?
Yeah, those are the two after we see what, because we can't get Marl, so the Prism Shard is useless, and we already checked, yeah.
So yeah, we pretty much have to see progression here, or sorry, time unlock here, or I guess if we get the other piece of the sword, we technically have go mode.
Yeah.
So you're making us wait.
I mean, I think it makes sense. Like, honestly, I like the move of like, well, let me check what this is, because we're not one away from a go. And so
I know, but it's like you have the item unlocked. You just have to go to 1000 AD.
Will they keep the sword though? It's hard to not keep the sword when you have a frog.
Yeah, and we're not so comfortable in our levels yet. It's like experience wouldn't be a bad thing. Although Sigil did do desert, so is probably pretty well set up.
Yeah, I think they will have a faster boss fight on the bridge. I kind of observed that Saris didn't take as many fights, I think, in the desert itself.
Yeah, I wasn't keeping track, but I don't know how many they ran from. Although Sarah seemingly has a little better luck finding the fire. How did phone corrupt Ceres?
Yes, they have also been helping out as a mentor at times and hanging out in chat. They're a big Chrono Trigger Randomizer fan in general. And kind of a big advocate of avoiding doing Magus Castle whenever possible. That's really like the corruption. And it's more of like it depends. I do it too. I actually had a race against our last practice race. I like audibly was like, this is a bad idea and I'm going to do it anyway, and tried to find a different go mode, and I didn't in time. Like,
Did that cost you the race?
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna do it because it was for just kind of for fun race anyway. And
I believe I have seen a race happen where they both got Magus pretty early, but the other person was like, nope, I'm looking for another go mode. And then the other person committed.
like it can work, but like I find that like it's like once that journey has begun, it's hard to then cut it off and say, okay, well now I'm gonna actually go do the go mode that I've had for a while. That like I find beyond like one more check, it's kind of like I'm just gonna go and keep going because it's like, oh, I could do one more, until you get down to where it's like, well, I got to do Woe or Genodome is what I have left.
Yeah, but if it's Son of Sun, it's like, well, let's work the other check because I'm one piece away from another go mode.
There's no half measure when it comes to like not just taking the first go mode. And a gate key, there we go.
So we'll be going to dinosaur times, 65 million years ago.
That opens up 2 new checks for us. We've got the Reptite lair in prehistory. We can get a character. At the Dactyl nest, we can get a rock by talking to the new in the hidden village. There's the hunting range, which can offer premium items for a time investment that's occasionally worth it. And of course, the mentioned access to Mount Woe, because the gate key gives us access to End of Time.
Mm-hmm.
This is again one of those where it's like if I'm one away from go mode, I probably do Reptite first and not just immediately do Mount Woe. It's like my heart would be telling me Woe, my brain would be telling me no.
Smart play is go to the Reptite lair because you can clear it quickly.
Sigil heading for Giant's Claw, further putting off learning that. Oh, did they get the gate key? Looks like they did, based on the tracker. So they did get it. I mean, there are a lot of +4 power tabs in here, and a rock. It's pretty fast.
Yeah, if you beat your way through desert, I don't hate this play because it's right here.
Rainbow.
Prehistory, you might be tempted to look for that Dactyl character. It's like side questing. Oh,
here's the corruption. This is part of it too. Phone loves the hunting range, and I do like it too, because there's a rainbow at the hunting range trade, and so we're gonna spend a little bit of time farming up some stuff and getting that rainbow. Whether it's worth it or not really depends on if there's just a loose rainbow that pops up along the way. But
Yeah, you hate to do the hunting range and then get a free rainbow, 3 chests later.
I do like it because like these two have practiced quite a bit, like together as well as like independently, and so like they know each other's like play styles and tendencies fairly
They both
well.
they know they're like the other one's likely to go do this if they see something good
And
for trade.
so that can lead to like doing weird stuff where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do that. Like, and especially because this is a best of 3, and so it's not like a one and done. And so I think game 1 is a good time to do something like off of tendency. And see what's going on.
Yeah, it makes for interesting races too.
Rebels are great if we can get them.
And locking it down nice and easy.
1,000 experience, 50 tech points, and potentially they're one of the rarest enemy types in the game, and so their drop table is very good. There's still more than not a chance that they don't drop anything, but if they do have drops, they will be the highest tier.
I did not know that. Yeah, I always made sure I cleared all the rubble just because that chance to get 50 tech points too good to pass up.
Yeah, one day I just decided to like read the spreadsheet about like the enemy drops and charms and kind of like what the odds are and how that works, and it's based on the like enemy rarity, and so like the rarer the enemy is, and bosses all have great drops obviously, so, and it's just like I think it's the turrets that are on the Blackbird. There's like a little nuance that the enemies in the burrow are like uncommon, and so can have like slightly better drops than the kind of most of the enemies that are in like the opening.
Yeah, and if you run to a new, definitely worth it, right?
Yeah. A swallow. That's a pretty good Chrono sword. The speed boost is huge. I saw Chrono is now at max speed.
Yeah, Sigil dumped some tabs onto him.
Dig here. Not getting a quick dig.
Yeah, there's secret routes with more treasures if you get the right Weevil to dig for you.
I've seen a lot of charming, which I think reiterates my earlier argument about charm is addictive.
You've corrupted them.
But Super Slash doesn't have any of the elemental resist. Not that we have a big element party. Things are shaping up.
Slash and Flea are interesting because their plus versions are easier. So it's good to see Super Slash here, because they're almost guaranteed to walk away with a W.
Yeah, Saris is heading... No, because this is Giant's Claw. So we'll see 2 new rewards here.
Yeah, the art style is very similar, so it could very easily get confused here. But they are in different locations in different time zones, millennia or centuries of years apart.
And that
but it's the same place, right?
Because Giant's Claw is sunk in Tyranno lair, so they're not quite in.
Oh, okay. You're right. You're right.
Like they're close. It's like probably some of Reptile lair is down here, to be honest. In Jets of Time specifically, X Strike is boosted a little bit to use Leap Slash and Spin Cut as its component techs.
So you'd have to have those unlocked to get X Strike, though?
Yeah, and so it definitely does more damage, particularly when those two have high power. The Ruby Knife coming from Giant's Claw. Sigil is still not turning in. All right, I guess not following. That does put two. That means, okay, now we're 2 go modes away. 1 away from 2 go modes.
Right. Oh, the Ruby Knife was from Tight Lair, not Giant's Claw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so I guess we'll see what Denadora gives, and also what Giant's Claw gives. The commentators will know where go mode might be more likely to be.
Yeah, we will. So we're getting pretty close to having, like, you know, the big picture being up in the booth, having visibility to all.
Right. We'd be omniscient if we had the spoiler log too.
Yeah, I did
This
double check.
fight's taking a while. 5,000 health. They're almost through it. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
this team without, like, we can do the lightning down, you know, attack, but a little bit of not what we would love to see. Same with, like, mutant. Like, the squad is gonna be a little bit slow against our magic only bosses, Hecarim, the 2 mutants.
Yeah, not
Most of our
impossible.
power.
I'm not worried about them losing. I'm just worried about the time sink.
Yeah, yeah. But likely, you know, our opponent is probably running something similar. They might have Robo, which would.
We have a pendant on Sari's side.
Oh, okay. But no other piece. So that's a component of our 3rd go mode. However, it's the first component.
Is this a woe play? You have damages and beyond repair.
I think this is going to be a pretty fast woe. In the sense of, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to take a lot of encounters in here. Although we haven't
I
rubbed
think the levels are like roughly level 20. That's a really great spot to be for this climb. Because I think
trying out
30 is the end target that you want.
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about that until you're actually. That's like your last calculation before like actually going to the end of the game is like try to be about 30, especially for less experienced players.
Yeah. Usually, if we've done the desert and Mount Woe, we're probably not taking any extra grinds in that, like, end game. Ooh. We got 3D attack online.
Oh
But
my!
also Denadoro, I think, is pretty commonly sometimes faded. So, like, a trip here is, you know, maybe like a little bit of that off meta. Same for, like, little woe trip. We've got the Elder Spawn. Because this boss spot is actually kind of nasty for being, like, available right away. Like,
right, yeah.
3,600 hit points. It's a pretty powerful hitting spot. I don't think it'll present too much trouble with those X strikes Yeah, I saw a question about is there like ATB like weight tricking. We do play with the ATB on weight, but
Yeah, when you see
it's not
them
so much.
selecting a tech while the other things are happening, that's them sort of looking at the ATB gauge, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the main use of it is like the main use of the ATB being on weight is what we just saw on Saris's side of getting into the menu and running to charge the runaway meter, so that if we're faster than our enemies, we can run from every encounter that's runnable, which in Jets of Time is like almost everything. There's really only a couple of exceptions where we have to fight something. A tab ensued. Well, if we ever see Luca, which unfortunately,
If we're not
the
forging
lack
the
of an
sword, we're not getting
early
Luca.
third sword piece, the tabs are invested. It would be pretty hard to. The Grand Leon at Denadoro.
Yeah, so that does not work as a way to get us into Magus Castle. It's just an ultimate weapon for Frog.
It's going to be in real good X strikes.
Oh, with the Hero's Medal boosting him?
The key item we were looking for when going to Denadoro. Like, usually we want a go mode piece, or at least something that opens up more dungeons and not necessarily. However, at least knowing that it's not in the pool anymore helps inform later decisions. We got the gate key. We'll see if Sigil heads to Reptite as well, or is going to join Saris up on my favorite mountain.
Yeah, wait, I thought they got gate key already.
No, they just hadn't actually picked it up yet. I checked on their thing. We just had a little confusion, but they got it now and are on the way to somewhere.
Okay.
They probably won't do hunting range because they have us be like, that's good enough. But who knows? I don't know. Yeah, this has been a nice fast woe. Took a couple of fights, ran from or avoided everything else. They're a couple screens away from the end boss.
Yeah, did they dodge all the rubbles?
Yeah, I don't think they've taken a rubble yet. So no mega elixirs. Here we go.
Okay.
It does get easier to fight the rebels higher level. That helps with our hitting stuff problem. Sigil is heading for the Reptite lair for a pendant. It's hard to follow the pendant this late, having none of the go mode items that go with it. The rebels are dropping mega elixirs. We did see that from Giant's Claw.
Definitely worth
the... No time to hunt for the secret tunnels. Just getting right in there.
Yeah, and with I believe his chrono has a swallow, so I don't think he even checked what the trade items were.
No, he did not. I noticed that Saris is just getting leap slash, so I think Sigil has a bit of like a tech level advantage right now. It's closing with sunshades. There we go.
It's a big power-up item.
Probably going on our rainbow chrono, I would imagine, at the next save point.
Yeah, and then Frog has Hero's Badge, and Ayla is just general bad A. Phone in chat saying 3D attack hype.
I don't think so because we'll see.
21
Sigil's
versus what
gotten
was
more
Sarah's?
tech points is what's
4.
happened. Saris has gotten more levels.
Wonder how that happened.
It's the Rebels.
Right, yeah.
And doing more of the desert?
Right, because Sigil took more of the desert fights.
WoW is more experience as well. Because WoW fights are like 2,500 a piece. They're like a double desert fight. And so that's something I factor in too, is like if I full cleared the desert, I'm probably going to WoW mostly for the loot and just taking a couple of the like, well, they're along the way, they're unskippable, and I can like clear them. Ooh, a flea Rago.
Oh no, it's
is
regular
awesome.
flea. Yeah. So all the HP of the spot?
A lot of HP. I believe this is a 6,000 or 7,000 hit point spot. And then below half hit points, we have the chance for the counters. However, 2 more of those and finishes the fight, if everyone could say it, like awake. Triple attacks are a lot faster in terms of animations than even dual attacks too.
Right, and if your team is naturally fast, it's a great way to get through if you can avoid confusion.
Yeah, so
this is where an amulet drop would come in handy.
But I think this X strike is gonna finish it. Yeah. Very well handled, and kind of like when it comes to physical power, the squad has got it.
Yeah, and we're lucky we're getting all these single target bosses. Or the single target team.
Yeah, with the weapons, the high power tabs, the hero medal, the shades. I guess the shades would probably go on Ayla for if we're going to do a lot of 3D attacking.
Right, because Ayla has no ultimate weapon defined. She just uses her fists.
Spire is lightning 2 plus leap slash. The Dreamstone.
Oh.
Okay, so we know where everything is now for one go mode. But neither our runners do.
If Ceres goes to Giant Claw, she's going to have go mode first. Okay.
So that'll be go mode for her.
Right. I guess best case scenario here is if Drinks Glue's next check is a new one and is the other sword piece, then we'll have competing go modes at the same time.
Because, yeah, he would also need to go do. Whoa, like right now.
Yeah, and with this play to the future.
The 55-minute mark is a tough call. Because we could get to the future and do like the Sun Palace spot, I think, in less time than even the fastest Mount Woe visit.
Yeah, and you're going to want future unlocked. Because what if you get Death Omen go mode? I like this play. It gives a little diversity to the run.
And I think it makes sense. Like,
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Ceres does once she gets that go mode too. Oh, that's Ocean Palace, so yeah, there's no way you're not away.
Because when
I was thinking Magus Castle for a second. It's like you might go check one more thing.
Yeah, because having like 2 out of 3 items like Sigil does for 2 go modes, like to me that is always like the hardest time to do like a Mount Woe or like a long check.
Right, and we
versus,
hear
like-
it with no mode. Oh, it's the best play
Yeah.
for him.
Of course. It's like, of course Mount Woe was the play. I rolled the seed. So, you know.
They should have known.
Now, if I would have played... See, I don't know. Because I feel like if I would have played this one, it's different. But,
Yeah, would your route have differed from theirs by a lot? What would you have done differently so far?
Earlier. That's as soon as I could have.
As soon as you got the gate key.
But I also wouldn't have Ayla, because I probably wouldn't have gone to the back of the cathedral.
I see. And it looks like we're going to free your ancestor here.
Yeah, I mean, we do have Chrono, which does tend to incentivize it. And also, you know, they were properly mentored.
Oh, of course. One of the best.
Very nice guard work, though.
So you're proud of these runners so far? They've come a long way?
For sure. Like, definitely, you know, at the beginning, they were... I mean, both of them are experienced in, you know, other randomizers. So they weren't, like, completely new. There's definitely a base sort of skill set, I think, or just, like, a way of thinking about, I guess, the game that comes from, like...
A speedrunner mentality.
Of, you know, yeah, playing optimally without, you know, spending too much time to get too much power, those sort of things. But yeah, I mean, like, they both pretty quickly were like, boom, had a solid grasp of like the fundamentals, so that we had to start getting into like the smaller stuff where it's like, well, you know, were we using Flare 2 a lot when Fire 2 would have been good enough? Those sort of like small, you know, they both pretty quickly got into the sort of micro adjustments that add up to like a couple minutes over the course of a seed. I know they've both been, you know, working on and practicing their, you know, encounter avoidance, so that, you know, moving precisely, skipping as many fights as possible, as well as just pushing the edge of like, what is good enough level to get through the end of the game reliably. Oh, we got another one of those mutants that...
The Terra Mutant. Oh no.
When in doubt, hit it and see what happens is always what I advocate for. Because it's easy to mix them up. I still do. I know Terra is always the magic immune one. It's the other two that I will still bonk and learn. I don't think it'll present them that much trouble, even with... Yeah, we're pretty close. A spin.
This is a low HP spot.
And a water. A lightning. I feel like I blinked and Saris is halfway through.
They're making great time.
Yeah, so the name for the beginners, Worlds Collide, it's a Moogle. In Mystic Quest Rando, it's a Shrugger. In Final Fantasy 1 Rando, it's a Duckling. In Jets of Time, it is a new player, but it's NU.
Oh, that's cute. Is that a Magus? Right, we saw that. No, we didn't see this yet.
Ooh, North Cave's Magus. So kind of similar to
North Cave.
You know, in the first half of their hit points, they kind of just like chill. They maybe even do less, but once we get them below half, they counter every time. a way around that is massive amounts of damage so that they're dead in 2 hits.
Yeah, and with that triple tech, there's not going to be much of an issue here. Also, Sigil in the future, gonna collect some of these hidden door chests. There's always great loot in here. You always roll high on the drop table. Fortunately, that Valkyrie is going to be useless.
Yeah, I'll be curious where we go for our first future check. I kind of thought it was going to be here.
Yeah, because you could check with the bosses and probably beat it. Get an item in under 2-3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Versus doing, was it Aristome has the food thing?
Aristome
the brat
would be like our next fastest one.
Yeah.
And then Genodome. If we're not doing Mount Woe, we are probably do the
Did
dome.
you pick Woe over Genodome?
I like them both. I think it's more of like you have to do the trial to get to Genodome. Like if I get to the future early enough, I will also try to do an early Genodome on the similar sort of like get a lot of stuff, do all the other stuff faster, but
that your caveat there is early pendant.
yeah, ability to get through the trial. Yeah, that's kind of the Genodome can be shorter if we can reliably skip do the conveyors skip and not have to do the back of it. But for the most part, that's kind of the only way to decide if it's shorter or not. Versus Mount Woe has a lot more choices that we can make. Just based on what fights we take. Do we go for any of the side loot? Do we fight any of the rubbles? The Moonstone. That's probably not what we were looking for. We actually do have almost what we need. I might go check a character. We would
still need to get Marl or Marley, which I think is our next check here.
Yeah. Looking for Marl.
This is the time you get Robo in. This is a skippable fight, right? If you get just right?
I think the first one is unavoidable, and the second one we can walk by. Or if auto run is on, then run by. Because it's actually triggered based on if we're pressing the button and not if we're actually in the running state. It's Magus.
Yeah, just gonna note out of that. We are happy with this team. Magus would
knows where Marl is now by process of elimination because they went to the burrow and found Luca. They went to.
We did the cathedral, both parts. So yeah, we know it's Dactyl Nest.
This
so
is
now for Sigil
choice that's available. The Sigil.
Yeah, but you couldn't blame him for wanting to go pick up Marley and then, because then what the Shard and Moonstone both give something.
Yeah.
Or Moonstone would still just be
running around that we would have to do in terms of we'd have to go to prehistory, put the stone down, go to 600, give the king the shell, also get Marl in prehistory, then go to the future, pick up the sunstone, then go to 1000, then do the trial. So it's a bit of running around.
Yeah, and at over an hour into the race, you probably are starting to worry, what choices did my opponent make? Am I ahead or behind? The sea's been jerking me around.
Yeah, it's hard to, it's always, we can't, as a runner, we never do. And so, what I try to mentor is, let's try to still focus on the things we do have control of. Because it's easy to think that, we're behind and maybe, lose focus on like our execution or something like that, and turns out like we were right in it. So it's kind of like I haven't gone where Sigil is gone. I guess I could be like, what's on well? That's really what would probably be in my. It's like I didn't go there. Now I'm going a lot of other places.
Yeah, and
Let's be here. I
we
hope
know
it's
it's
the other
WoW.
sword piece, just for the sake of like getting into a go mode. But there's still a lot.
Yeah, I always hope for a divergent but close go mode. It just makes the race so much more interesting.
Because I think they both
And we can show
play
the crowd
well.
that. Yeah, of course.
It's just like the rando being rando factor. Like sometimes I lose a race because I did more stuff. In terms of like, oh, I did almost all of the checks. Well, no wonder.
Yeah, it always takes a while.
Slight upgrade. We've got like every Chrono Sword game now.
All the good ones, yeah.
Swallow, Shiva Edge, the Rainbow.
Yeah, Sigil does not have the rainbow.
That's true. Yet. It might still pop up. There's still time.
Yeah, it could definitely appear in a chest somewhere.
One of the chests, but a flea plus gone, a free amulet.
You don't hate to see that because
this go mode.
Yeah, we're going to be facing an obstacle, right?
Mm-hmm. A couple of them potentially.
Yeah, for those who don't know, obstacle is a ability by the Lavo spawn that can inflict a random sound effect. All your party members, and if it's stop, you're stop. Unless you have an amulet or some sort of a status card.
Yeah. Lavos 3 can also do status attacks, but it's a lot less likely versus we know we're gonna experience obstacle in Lavos 1 and Lavos 2. How many go modes are behind Moral? It could be 2.
Technically, yeah.
And a sword piece. There's really not that many more key items out there. Like we know where the Dreamstone is. We know where the Prism Shards and Snail Stop. Only the Jerky is still like a non-progression key item. So at least one go mode is behind Moral.
Right, but it could also be Jerky. And the answer's in Genodome.
Where was Dreamstone? Yeah, it was on Mount Woe. Woe was the way. Ooh. I think they had it on their first alignment there. These skips are all about like if we hit the ladder at the far edge, it like will suck our characters in and get us past like the encounter trigger there. But it is very it's very narrow. There's not a lot of like wiggle in terms of
Oh, so close.
The first one we were a little bit too far to the right, and the second one we were like a couple pixels too far to the left. It's not that big of a time save, but it's again the small things that add up over the course of like a 1.5 to 2 hour run. Hi, Marl. You don't need to provoke us. Like
that was a choice by the Jets of Time team. I'm here for it.
Yeah, so now Sigil can begin the various errands to turn these in.
You know what? So drop this off. go get the Prism Shard, go back to 600, give that to the king, and then finish up in 1,000?
Yeah. Sarah's has got their dino tail rocking.
Yeah, I bet that's why they're keeping Ayla at that low HP. Because Dino Tail, an AoE that scales off how much missing health you have.
Yeah, I don't think I saw any like grinding either, so they were in a good. They felt in a good spot to just go. Falcon Hit is also a perfectly viable option. We might not have it though, because I don't know if Ayla's gotten Rock Throw yet.
Yeah, I've not been keeping track of the techs after I realized the runners are in a good spot. They have what they need.
Yeah, once we saw the 3D attack already doing 4K damage, it was like, okay, we've got all the good stuff.
Honestly, just want to see like maybe a haste helm for someone. Would be nice at this point.
Yeah, we do love a haste helm. Haste is a very good status in Chrono Trigger / Shuts of Time, particularly if we can get it without taking a turn to put it on someone. It can really make like a character, like a single character offense viable, just because they'll get so many turns. So like a Chrono, Robo Frog doing their stuff. But alternatively, it can make a slow mage faster after their first turn as well. Or putting it on like Luca, who gets like a speed penalty for most of her double and triple attacks.
Even though she's the key to a lot of damage plans when you have her. Yeah, and Ceres did avoid. They only healed up their MP because they wanted to use Squash and Tail for the elevator. So it's nice to see a little bit of planning going in.
A dragon tank.
It's supposed to be here.
What are you doing here? You're in the wrong place.
But at least the right year.
That's true. Yeah, it looked like Ayla went down in that particular fight there. It cost like a
That's
little
the
bit
risky
of time,
run.
but yeah.
Yeah, running with such low HP.
Three extra.
Lone Bill's taken care of.
And we will get to see how many go modes Marvel has. 2 would be good. It's definitely at least 1.
Yeah, it has to be at this point.
Saris hitting one of 2 on the scatters. These are a little weird. It's like a particular movement to get in, and then kind of a weird movement to get out before they respawn. Those fights are particularly fast. Some fights in this game take a little bit longer for the runaway bar to charge up. Others are really fast. It's just something I've noticed over a lot of playing this game.
Yeah, but when you say fast, what's the real difference? Like a second or 2?
Yeah, it's not a huge difference. So there's the sword for 1. That was off of the Prism Shard.
Okay, there we go.
And Melchior is creating us a tasty egg.
Oh my god. So Sigil has both everything but Ares' go mode right now. What do you think we go
had
for?
The Dreamstone, and Genodome had the Jerky, a classic reward for a Genodome play.
Yeah, one of the most time-consuming places to check has nothing.
This is a double Hecarim, not great for our team. Everyone can do damage to them, but it's not our biggest damage source. And the double spot is kind of nasty. Could be punchy. Now, they also will take breaks to let us heal. So as long as we don't get too out of hand, I think Saris is in a good spot overall. Sigil taking Omen here. Now, I know
we'll see a little diversity.
Sigil's signature moves is that they will put the new bot to sleep. I think a lot of runners just run out of here because we're racing. We got things to do.
But you can't put a price on good karma. Although Sigil did not pet the cat. Ultimately, that will be his downfall.
Oh, we do have some blue males floating around too. I just saw Ayla went down, but we have life. I don't know what our revive count is. That can be a determining factor on a Lavos fight. Although I know in the four-way final, Saris pulled off the one revive Lavos fight.
Oh, you're right. Sigil did switch the new off.
Targeted with the water cyclones.
Yeah, that's rough on Ayla.
Down.
I keep missing their health when they come up. It is nice having sight scope always on.
Oh yeah, that is one of the differences for the new players. Yeah, I think they're both down. Yeah. This spot is challenging, and the vanilla bosses here, double golems, is honestly one of the harder possibilities that could shuffle into here. And it's kind of why I landed on let's do boss rando, even though sometimes that puts up more walls earlier in a seed. Occasionally, it also means we don't have to fight the hardest bosses at the hardest spots in the game.
Yeah.
That would be interesting if it was two separate bosses as opposed to doubles. If we got you could get like a Hecarim and Dalton situation.
Yeah, I think technically as long as it's a single target boss, like they only have one target to hit, it might work with the game engine. I don't know. That's a question for the Jets team.
I'm so proud. Sigil getting the swag tab. There's a power tab we can get on the way up. You can also just get it at the end when we're leaving. It doesn't save any time to go for.
But it's all about that swag.
And so, very proud.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we should probably zoom in here on the Lavos fight. So we got Lavos 1. They got this face has 12,000 hit points. That's going to be 2 more 3D attacks and we're done.
That's insane damage numbers.
We start with the destruction, then we're going to get an obstacle. Likely we could probably finish this off with like an X strike or 2, depending on what our status protection is.
That's what I was about to ask. Did anyone get an
1?
Okay.
Because there's no Magus. I don't think They were at the news shop, but I don't know if Saris bought them. They might have also opted for damage over putting 2 on. And I know the throne dropped 1 for them as well. So I think Sigil so far doing a great Death Peak run here. Bought 2, found a 3rd.
Rocking up that mountain.
1. Might put on 2 for the next one though, depending on. Ooh.
Yeah, did we see what obstacle was?
It was chaos.
Oh yeah, I might opt to. I guess probably leave hero metal on Frog and then give amulets to the other 2.
Okay, Ayla's gonna go
Frog's
down.
heal.
Chrono is gonna be chaos. Yeah. Lavos 1, not the worst place to take a reset to.
You don't lose too much time, and it can really help you know what you need to get through it on the second go.
Yeah, I think that was a really aggressive go there of let me just try to burst through that 12k, and we were really close. So I expect to see like a small adjustment, and likely they'll get through this Lavos 1. This time around, Yakra has come and gone. Now, hilariously, we get to push them over to the ladder.
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Pardon me. Climb up those
They just
needle
squishy.
launchers.
Sigil unlocking the Omen path while Ceres is taking her second crack at Lavos 1. Opting for more 3D attacks. Comes the obstacle. I did forget to look at who he put amulets on, but we'll find out now. Okay, Ayla's immune. Okay, good. Chrono didn't kill Ayla. Coming in handy here because it does get rid of status effects. Okay, everyone's back up.
Doing more. Oh, we might have adjusted equipment just a little bit to give us that extra.
Yeah,
juice.
I didn't see specifically, but they had to have made some key changes.
All right, so we get a save. We get to heal up, adjust our gear if we want to. Sigil, I expect if they need supplies, they're gonna go get some, but otherwise, they'll be heading to Omen. Oh, it looks like we swapped off a hero medal for the amulet.
No, because Frog got Chaos.
Like I think just now at this save point.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, that would definitely help.
Frog to heal after the chest lasers go off.
Yeah. And I believe they have a Mega Elixir or 2.
At least one. They fought one rebel. So
okay, good. A Mega Elixir is all but it's not required for either one, but in Zeal it helps a lot more because there's that guaranteed halation attack. In Lavos it is just helpful. You know, it's end of the game. Don't get Mega Elixir syndrome. Use it.
Yeah, having a thing we can use to get back to full fighting force is always a good time.
Yeah, especially if you do have a character go down.
Attack. Ooh, at 299. I think with a triple kick and a 3D attack, the other arm goes down. But Frog no longer has status protection.
What attack strips him of that?
That protective seal, like orb attack, is what removes defensive status. So unfortunately, again, gonna get confused. Luckily, unlike Final Fantasy VI, confused characters can't use techs on the party. Although
could you
if Chrono
imagine?
hits with his rainbow sword, like I've seen him take people down. But yeah, luckily he can't like Luminaire.
Bring like his own team.
Chaos would be a lot worse of a status if it were like Muddle does in other games. So now that the arms are down and obstacle has gone off, we have 10k to churn through. The poison on Chrono is gonna take some of the damage off of our 3D attack, but not by much.
Poison drops attack?
Yeah, any status both decreases our damage and increases the damage we take.
Any
not
harmful
anything
status?
that I knew until I started racing this randomizer.
Yeah, that's news to me.
A little bit of a sticky situation here. 2k away, so we needed 2 triple kicks. And then if we get our menu glitch, which the flag to expand the window on the
Menu.
On that is 3 triple kicks. We're still gonna get it.
It's normally what, 1 frame?
I think so. I'm sure some of our sages, our gurus in the chat, know exactly, but it does get significantly expanded to where I've actually seen some Gato Cup players like accidentally get it in situations that I didn't know. It's like I've gotten it on the bridge, just like not even like thinking about it, just like being like, oh, I hit menu and then I got in. But
And here's
Lavos 3.
the opportunity coming up. Okay, got the menu glitch. There
is both like a visual way, as well as an audio cue that we can use. I'm not as familiar with the audio cue, a little hard of hearing, so I more just go with watching a corner of the screen until it goes fully black. It's the same for Zeal, except it happens a lot faster, so sometimes I will like zone out for a couple seconds and just miss it. It's happened to me once or twice, but so we got to do 20k to the right bid. Except for Tailspin, we cannot damage the right bid without dropping one of the others. The middle one tends to be the big, nasty, mean, dangerous one. The left bit can only take damage from physical attacks, or at least non-elemental. Black hole works, I believe.
Right. And yeah, for spoiler, but Lavos is actually that right bit, not the little middle thing. Yep.
Yeah, the brain bit.
First troll bosses I ever encountered as a kid.
Yeah, there's really nothing that tells you that necessarily either until we get one down. And then now, as long as we don't hit both, we can kind of like bonk away.
Right, if we hit the left bit, it'll provoke a counterattack.
Yeah, they'll do like their own. It's not X Strike, but they do their own.
It's basically X Strike
to like kill off a character when I'm doing the black hole approach here.
Right, black hole is a spell by Magus that scales with dead party members.
Yeah. But the defense doesn't come back up right away, and so if we have the power, we can try to burst through or get some more damage on until the defense comes back up. What Saris? Oh, they're close. It's probably also going to watch time zone shifts because we haven't seen it yet. The time zone determines what their like attack script is going to be for the next couple turns. We're not going to see a time zone, so I won't even get to. The ones we don't want to see are prehistory and
Time.
future time. GG's. Let me look at what the race room time is. 131.
That was so good.
16. A very fast run. Not necessarily the fastest go mode.
It wasn't a jet seed, but they made the most of it. And when they got their go mode, they didn't hesitate.
Yeah, and I would also say, like, I think a small thing that I noticed that I really like is like making the decision to get to Rainbow and then really investing to make that decision pay off. It's like easy to spend extra time and get that like high tier item, but like really then building the party around that with and the power tabs were there too of like 3D attack and whatnot. But this is a best of 3, so Sigil is going to finish out. We will likely get Saris in here for an interview, and after the conclusion of this race, we will be having race 2 after a brief break for our runners on the Jets of Time channel. So the action is not going to be over this evening.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Pressure will be on Sigil to tie it up.
I'll be going into both runners' corners, patching up their cuts, giving them their water bottle out of the like hamster straw, you know, that boxers use, and giving an inspirational speech about how Jets of Time is a game of inches. Pixels, that's probably the better analogy.
Yeah, specifically subpixels.
Pixels, seconds, and a little bit of luck.
Yeah, your own luck stat is used.
Yeah, I would expect, just based on what they've kind of done already, that we're not going to see a lot of optional fights in Black Omen, a lot of running. And with the 3D attack, like Zeal is going to be even less for Sigil than Lavos was. We have a lot of single target damage, right? So that's usually what we want for dealing with Zeal.
Yeah. I don't expect this to take too long. This fight is not skippable, right?
We could run. It is runnable, but it is skippable through movement, correct?
Okay. So maybe Sigil thinks
are skippable, but they never seem to, for me, cooperate in a way that they want me to skip them by closing their eyes. It's kind of random whether they're open, they do like a blink, or they actually like go to sleep.
Right, and with you have terrible luck, it's just faster to take the fight and run from it.
Indeed.
They don't owe you any blinks.
I know it's possible. I've gotten this on accident. There's like a frame or two that we can run through when they're doing like the blink to open again. But I've never consistently tried to, 1, practice it, or 2, like gotten it on purpose. It's just like a thing that I've seen and happen once or twice. I'm gonna get Saris in for an interview. And we will continue to. Dang, I looked away and Sigil's making some solid progress there. A little bit too high, running into the aliens here. Want to aim for, at least I go for like the gap between the bottom square and the big plus square.
Okay.
There's like a
Just
higher spot there as well.
Yeah, it's just a he has to guys.
Because we're at the first boss, so we've entered like the back, the boss gauntlet. We're past the new shop.
Yeah, this is where you'll see if you have enough power to get through Zeal. These bosses pose no threat. Did we already pass the shop for Sigil?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't see what they got anything there.
Just doing some logistics.
We saw Super Slash, and both fleas.
Yeah, we saw the and North Cape Magus. We saw there's no Ozzy boss. We didn't see any. Well, we saw Bridge Ozzy, so we saw the full crew.
Yeah, it counts.
Saris, welcome in. GG's.
Yeah.
How are we feeling after race number 1?
Pretty good. I'm just glad that my lava stupidity was only on the first fight and I could reset. Otherwise, everything else behaved fairly well. Never learned Confuse, so I'm really grateful I kept this team for 3D attack.
Yeah, we saw quite a bit of work the 3D attack puts in with the tabs and the shades and the hero medal, the big sword. I know chat was excited to see, well, Phone in particular, was excited to see the hunting grounds peak and then subsequent rainbow grab.
Yeah, we didn't have a particularly good weapon for Chrono at that point, and it's fairly easy to do that because you can just kill like 5 sets of frogs. It's a little more annoying if you see like prism specs, because then you have to think about it. Of course, with Power Tab +4 and Rainbow, we never learned Confuse. But I think this is my first 3D attack team.
Oh. It's a very fast animation and uses some pretty good text.
Yeah.
What made you go to WoW?
Great run.
Was that the Fitz mentor voice, or
if I have a character who can outspeed the like gremlins there, and I have something like Water 2 or something that I know is gonna kill them, it's fairly often I'll do it. I'll usually check something a little bit faster first. So I usually do Reptite Lair and then go into Woe after that. Because even if Woe is dead, you get a lot of power up there. I skipped some more of the encounters than I might normally because I felt like I had invested some time in with the rainbow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I also kind of felt like I wasted time by doing Bridge for the Bent Hilt.
Yeah, it was definitely the sea didn't really open up until a little bit later in terms of like I guess we had pop. We had a couple of things, but um I would say the main divergence from like a routing is that you did Mount Woe and got the Dreamstone. Sigil did Reptite first and then took Pendant to the future, but both of the other Gomos were behind Marl and the Prism Shard and the Moonstone.
Was she in the future or in the past?
She was in the past.
Okay. I almost went there to grab her, but because I had the Prism Shard. But I figured out other things I could do, and I still really wanted to do Giant's Claw just for all the power tabs in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like plus 40 power or something.
Yeah, your damage was great all run after that.
I did keep running into annoying bosses for the party I had.
Yeah.
You know, you finally get the rainbow and then you immediately get Nisbel too, but... And then Hecarim. The double Hecarim keeping me from getting the 3D attacks. And I hope we can all agree to pretend that my multi-counter get my HP to low health technique before the elevator was on purpose.
Oh, I thought it actually, okay. I thought it was on purpose because I was like, oh, we're poking them so that they hit us a bunch. That's maybe
it
a
kind of
faster way than taking like 30 fireballs to the dome.
It kind of was, but I didn't realize they were going to do it so many times, and then I was worried I was going to die. But as long as Chrono lived, you know, we just revive people, and then there's our damage.
Yeah, any I guess favorite moments of the run or anything that you're looking to like tweak or adjust heading into our break and second race here?
I felt pretty good about this one. I got that one really annoying skip in Dactyl Nest. Or not Dactyl Nest, in Tyranno Lair. I mean, this seed kind of scared me for a lot of it because, you know, when you have no other pieces of go mode, but you have Pendant and you have Gate Key, you know, you feel like you're going to go on a bit of a chase. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, we got the, you know, the Robo Ribbon and the Hero Medal out of the way early. I got to use Ayla. So I think the only thing that I want to change for the next match is that I get to use the magic tabs on Ayla for Tailspin next time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you felt like you charmed enough, too much, or not enough.
Probably not enough, but I'm also a bit of a charm addict.
Well, I was trying to warn the viewing audience that charm is an addictive tech and to be careful. But we saw it on both sides. It came up pretty early, so I think that's when it's most tempting is when we have it.
Yeah, I think if
right away, if
I hadn't done the stuff for Rainbow, you know, that really made me feel like I don't even know how long that took, but it's still, you know, you do something like that and then you feel like you need to find some other ways to speed things up without just charming everything. I do wonder even with the Rainbow if I should have just put all of the power tabs on Ayla for, you know, for the 3D attack, but I kind of expected I'd at least have Confuse, and then I'd be able to do Confuse and Dropkick.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we cut one corner too many.
I thought your routing was solid. You got enough levels in time for everything, and you're relatively smooth sailing. Are you excited going into this match too?
I am, yeah. I'm excited that we had 2 different go modes on this one. I wonder if if the next one's going to be Mage's Castle. Maybe we'll get to show everybody what happens when Snails stop and Tools guy gives you both pieces of Mage's Castle.
Ooh.
And you start with Frog.
Exactly, yeah.
That would be fun. Hecarim making a lot of another appearance in a go mode dungeon.
He's just giving them heck.
But yeah, that's our final boss. So Sigil just has a panel, a save, and then Zeal Mammon, Zeal 2.
Yeah, and I believe they got some blue mail earlier. So Steel 2's attack shouldn't be too bad for me to put them on.
The males, there was a lot. It seemed like there were a lot of speed tabs. The tabs overall very generous. Sigil found every other Chrono sword except the rainbow. We got all the way up to Kali Edge and Swallow. No, Shiva Edge. Even better. One last adjustment. Lightning protection, water protection.
We're extremely fast.
Very fast, hitting very hard.
Yeah, I didn't even have a slow team, and I still felt like I was slower than I would have liked. You really especially on Lavos, you feel it when you're slower than Lavos.
Yeah, it is noticeable of feeling like you're always reacting to them doing something right before you wanted to do a double tech or 3K plus. Oh, we are not going to see anything. They might not even need to go in there. Oh, just short. Never mind.
Hey, Lavi.
Single digit here. 14. Okay.
14 health. Oh my god. They were a damage roll away.
I will say I hope for our next seed we get Power Tab +4 and Magic Tab +3 again.
Yeah, it was the generous tabs.
It wasn't the chest luck bumped up too?
Yeah, I just feel like in a bunch of our practice races, we are always just getting +2 power tabs, +2 magic. It had been a while since we had gotten the big tabs that make the numbers go up.
Yeah, you love to see it. And yeah, this was my plan was just to do drop kick and confuse. But 3D attack was plenty.
Yeah, that was putting up serious numbers for you. And you do rarely get to see it in a run, so it's nice.
Yeah,
but I hope Luca's in the next one.
Yeah, Luca.
Unfortunately, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Luca is probably the one character in this where she's almost always 100% going into my party. You know, I kept Frog because he had the early water too. So between that and healing, he was gonna at least be somewhat usable and fast.
Did the early heroes medal help sway that too?
I don't know. I'm a bit of a Frog hater, so I'm sure everything helped. But you know, the benefit of getting 3D. I don't know. This particular party, I was surprised by how useful it ended up being. There's a lot of text that can make up for, you know, getting confused last and everything. which I'm not bitter about at all.
Oh, of course not.
No. You haven't brought it up numerous times during the. That's how the fit seeds get you. Sometimes they're sneaky like that. They're just like a little joke. That's like, ha. Confused is not coming. We'll see what the next one has.
Are you rolling the next one too?
Oh yeah. Just
Good.
keep them nice and stinky. So we're at Zeal 2 here. We got to do 10k to the face pretty fast, ideally, before Zeal starts doing their bad stuff. They're going to hit us with that halation again. And then we have to try to get through the other 10k equally fast. I did notice that on the Mammoth Machine fight that if we attack with physicals before they release their energy, their like defense increases and stays that way. Versus like the magic attacks increase their attack power. So with like a physical team, a lot of times it's better to wait until they do the energy release and then throw everything. But they were able to get through, and they're 24 shy of so they've gotten through the first 10k. We're gonna see a halation on Zeal heads next turn. We love that the hands are going, because sometimes they like to go right after this.
Instant KOs anyone who's just got hit by halation.
You know, and at least in my experience, it's whomever you queued up the Mega Elixir to go. But I just have a kind of bad luck sometimes, so I don't think it's actually targeted. And then yes, we know the MP Buster comes next. And we're about 3k and some change shy of finishing this Zeal fight, and Sigil picking up the GGs.
Is it going to be this drop kick?
Yes.
There, yep.
We get a race room time of 1:50:28. Great performance out of both of our runners. Sigil having to do a little bit more, particularly the impressive amount of errands running around to turn in the Prism Shard and the Moonstone after all other courses of action were kind of exhausted. But as I mentioned, we'll be giving our runners... I'll see a Sigil here for an interview. We'll be giving our runners a little bit of a break as we head on over to the Jets of Time Twitch channel for race number 2, featuring these two. We are going to get Sigil in for an interview here. Let me actually make sure he has an invite.
Be excited to hear what he has to say.
Yes. I see them in the waiting room. Sigil,
Hello.
GG's.
Thanks, GG, Cerise.
GG's, I hope you enjoyed your errands.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I enjoyed them all so much.
You just needed to make sure that everybody got to see everything that can happen in a Jets of Time seed.
Oh, yeah, except Genodome.
No one is ever going to...
Gino was jerky.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping what was jerky.
What was you then?
Yeah.
Because it was a Dreamstone.
Yes.
Well, look, it can't be the right thing or the wrong thing every time. So,
But it will always be the thing that you, I don't know, ever since you beat us, Fitz, in that race because you did woe, I just like, I'm so afraid to not go there. But yeah, Sigil, we both did 3D attack teams.
Yeah.
Somehow both of us kept Frog.
It was more of the double text with Frog were better than with Robo. For
yeah, I
me.
was going to say that neither of you are particularly huge fans of. So I was definitely pleasantly surprised.
I was going to replace Frog if Maul knew Ice too.
Yeah, it was just seeing the water too. The hero medal was kind of nice too, but having like an early screen clear on someone who's not Chrono, and you know you're going to go into the desert and it's convenient. Just having having that is nice. But I feel the same way about Marl, where it's like if she doesn't have ice too, I'm probably going to replace her, but I'll never replace Ayla. Actually, what I really want to see next seed is Omega Flare. So if you could roll up an Omega Flare seed.
Ooh, yeah,
Try
so you
my
gotta get the
best.
rock in the right place.
I mean, I guess it has to be somewhere.
My secret menu here, real quick. Generate seed. Guaranteed. No, but it doesn't exist. So
I say if you don't kill Lavos with Poyozo Dance next seed, you don't win.
Yeah.
I would not
Forcing a
agree to
girl
that,
team.
Yeah, any final thoughts before we set you off to your corners to get patched up, hydrate, and get ready for the next round.
Good luck
Next
in game
map.
2, Cerise.
You too. May you get. I don't know. What's your favorite party? Luca, Ayla, and then anyone else.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May you get Flare start. Well, if I wish you good luck on that, I'm also giving myself good luck. So good luck to you. That doesn't apply to me.
It's back at you.
Perfect.
And thank you for Glue for doing the restream for game 1.
Yeah, shout out to Glue.
Behind the scenes people.
And shout out to FF for all for hosting match 1.
Yeah, match 2 will be kicking off in probably like 10-ish minutes. Gonna give our runners a quick break to refresh and reset before the next race. Loved calling this one. I am one free Fitz. I've been joined by well, I'm glad I'm done with the commentary because my brain is going. You want to say good night to everyone?
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Give the runners a follow, and hopefully see you over on Jets of Time channel. But otherwise, I am Paraxia Plays. Happy running.
Oh yeah, we're off because I just saw the raid. All right, I'm